A new defense pact has altered South Asia's security map. Saudi Arabia and Pakistan now vow to treat an attack on one as an attack on both. For Islamabad, it signals protection and deterrence. For India, it raises urgent questions of balance and strategy. The real test: will Riyadh fight Pakistan's wars, or is this pact just symbolism? Saudi Arabia and Pakistan have formalized a mutual defense pact, marking a significant deepening of their decades-long security partnership. The agreement, announced on September 17th by state media in both countries, commits each side to consider any aggression against one as an attack on both. The joint statement described the pact as an effort to enhance bilateral security and contribute to stability in the wider region. It emphasized that the accord seeks to develop defense cooperation across all military domains and strengthen joint deterrence.
This agreement, which reflects the shared commitment of both nations to enhance their security and to achieving security and peace in the region and the world, aims to develop aspects of defense cooperation between the two countries and strengthen joint deterrence against any aggression. The agreement states that any aggression against either country shall be considered an aggression against both.
Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif signed the agreement in Riyadh alongside Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, the kingdom's de facto ruler. Pakistan's Army Chief, Field Marshal Asim Munir, was also present. A senior Saudi official told Reuters the deal was the culmination of years of discussions and not a response to any single event. The official described it as comprehensive, encompassing all military means, while also stressing that Riyadh's growing relationship with India would continue in parallel. The pact follows decades of close military collaboration, with Pakistan having trained thousands of Saudi personnel since the late 1960s. It also comes at a time of heightened uncertainty in the Middle East, as Gulf states reassess their security frameworks amid conflicts in Gaza and Israel's unprovoked attack on Qatar in early September. For both Islamabad and Riyadh, the agreement formalizes a long-standing alignment into a binding commitment. India has said it is closely monitoring the new mutual defense agreement signed between Saudi Arabia and Pakistan, calling the development significant for regional security. The pact, announced during Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif's visit to Riyadh, commits both countries to respond jointly to any aggression against either side. In a statement to reporters, India's Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson Randhir Jaiswal said the government was aware that such an arrangement had been under consideration for some time. He added that India would study its implications for national security, as well as for regional and global stability, and reaffirmed that New Delhi remains committed to protecting its interests and ensuring comprehensive security across all domains.
We will study the implications of this development for our national security, as well as for regional and global stability. The government remains committed to protecting India's national interests and ensuring comprehensive national security in all domains. We have seen reports of the signing of a strategic mutual defense pact between Saudi Arabia and Pakistan. The government was aware that this development, which formalizes a long-standing arrangement between the two countries, had been under consideration.
The Saudi-Pakistani Accord was finalized days after an extraordinary Arab-Islamic summit in Qatar, where more than 40 countries condemned Israel's strike on Hamas leaders in Qatar. Some reports have suggested the pact could give Saudi Arabia access to Pakistan's nuclear umbrella, though officials in Riyadh have described it as a broad defensive agreement encompassing all military means. Saudi Arabia's relationship with Pakistan has been historically close, built on decades of military training and financial support. Yet, Riyadh has also maintained growing ties with India, which in recent years have expanded beyond energy cooperation to include joint military exercises and high-level visits. For New Delhi, the latest pact underscores the shifting security landscape in the Gulf and South Asia, and the careful balance India must maintain in its relations with both partners. The new mutual defense agreement between Saudi Arabia and Pakistan has raised an immediate question. Would Riyadh come to Islamabad's aid if war with India broke out again? On paper, the pact is sweeping. It declares that any aggression against one country will be treated as an attack on both. For Pakistan, the wording looks like a strategic deterrent against India and a diplomatic boost at a time of political and economic pressure. But experts say the reality is more complex. Saudi Arabia's security concerns lie primarily in the Middle East, from its rivalry with Iran to the unresolved conflict in Gaza. Its recent outreach to Israel and its deepening energy and investment ties with India make direct involvement in South Asian conflicts unlikely.
The agreement is not a response to specific countries or specific events. Our relationship with India is more robust than it has ever been. We will continue to grow this relationship and seek to contribute to regional peace in whichever way we can.
Analysts point out that the agreement formalises a relationship that has long existed, rather than signalling a new military commitment. Pakistan has historically trained Saudi officers and supported Riyadh's defence structures, while Saudi Arabia has extended financial support to Islamabad. The pact institutionalises those ties, but does not guarantee Saudi F-15s flying over South Asia in a crisis. Officials in New Delhi view Riyadh as an important partner and expect Saudi Arabia to maintain a careful balance between its two South Asian counterparts. In practice, the agreement appears to be less about South Asia and more about Saudi Arabia's broader geopolitical signalling in a turbulent Middle East.